Hi everyone, welcome to another day in our life. Today is going to be a hard one for me because I have to admit a mistake. So last year I canned up a bunch of whole tomatoes with Matt and we pressure canned them, and we didn't feel super confident in pressure canning the tomatoes. They siphoned off a lot and we just felt like we weren't quite doing it correctly, even though we had followed all the instructions to the best of our ability. Well, this year I decided I'm not even going to pressure can them. I took out my ball book and decided I was going to raw pack my tomatoes just because it was simpler than having to hot pack them and water bath them. Well, I went ahead and I did a couple batches, 2 batches of whole tomatoes. So not too many, actually. There's just 10 left. One of them didn't seal and it's in the fridge, which turned into a blessing because I made a mistake. I opened my ball book, I looked at raw packing tomatoes, and I read all the instructions and saw that I should water bath them for 45 minutes. We're actually at a higher elevation, so I water bath them for 50 minutes, thought I was good, put them in the cupboard, and then I realized that all I had to do was flip the page because I had one little problem with my recipe. To do them for 45 minutes or 50 minutes for us, I had to add boiling water to them, but I had no room in my jars for boiling water. So I didn't know what to do. I left it out. Well, here's where I messed up. Since I didn't add the boiling water to my tomatoes, the internal temperature never got to a safe temperature. Had I just maybe asked someone or turned the page, I would have realized there was a whole recipe for what to do if no water fit in your jar. Sometimes I think I just need to slow down and make sure I'm doing things right, or I end up wasting a lot of food. So today, you guys, I am dumping 10 quarts of whole tomatoes. And this is really hard for me. I'm sure it's really hard to watch, but this is really hard for me. I really don't like wasting food, but even worse than wasting food, I do not want to put my family at risk. Just canning and taking care of growing our own food has been something really important to us to help our family eat healthier, and the small chance that one of these jars would cause botulism means I need to dump all of these to feel safe about it, and this stinks. This is killing me right now. They even smell good. But I learned my lesson, and the last few years I've been learning more and more about safe home canning. I refer anything I'm canning to the, I always get this quite wrong, the National Center for Home Food Preservation, or BAL is simpler sometimes for me because I just pull out my canning book and I look in there what it says. But sometimes if I just don't slow down, I can miss stuff. And this was one of those simple things. It said right on there that I needed boiling water. I didn't know what to do because it didn't fit in the jar. But had I just turned to the page, it told me what to do. The chance of something from here causing botulism, of course, is small, but that could potentially kill myself, someone in my family, or someone I love by feeding it to them, and I'm just not going to take that chance. I think canning is a really great way to preserve your own food. I think it can be done safely if you pay attention and you learn. I've been trying to learn over the last few years more and more about how to determine if something's safe, and really mostly what it comes down to is following safe and tested recipes. So all this is going out. You guys aren't going to see this until a week after I've already disposed of these. So I don't actually think I can feed this even to the chickens because from what I'm understanding, I could even get them sick. So I think all of these tomatoes are headed straight to the trash. This is a super big bummer. I'm just trying to count my blessings that no one got sick, no one got hurt, and dump them and move on. and thankfully lots of tomatoes are coming in from the garden, so hopefully I can still get a few quarts in the cupboard before the tomatoes are done.
Got meat. Sirloin steak.
So we have a lot going on in our mudroom, but we got the call. Our cow was ready, so we picked it up. Finding room for it in this new freezer.
It's gonna be a lot.
We're new to the stand-up freezer thing, so if anybody has any suggestions for us how to best organize a stand-up freezer. We did hear that containers would work pretty well, but for now we're putting all the beef in here. I'm sure we'll reorganize as the year goes on. We do have a bunch of bone broth in the door, which might be a little heavy for it, but so far it's working. Only a few things going on out here. Our awesome neighbors dropped off a whole bunch of potatoes, some seed saving, our potatoes from the garden. I did have to take my seed saving shelf down to make room for this new freezer, but I think it was worth it. I'm excited to have some beef. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, big time. We got a whole steer.
So we are so grateful. We actually got this beef from Matt's brother. It is a grass-fed cow. He was able to set us up, and we are very grateful for it. So thank you if you're watching. Just because of logistics, we aren't going to have a cow next year. So I think what we're gonna do is take some of these. The place we go has paper wrap packages. So I think we're gonna take some of those, actually put them in the vacuum sealer so they last a little bit longer.
So you thought we didn't have, there wasn't much ground hamburger? That's all ground hamburger. Those 4 boxes.
So when we're figuring out price per pound, do we have to include the price of the freezer?
No.
Hopefully it's reusable, right?
Yeah. I would hope.
So Matt's got the freezer all full. Good job, dear. Oh wait. Oh wait. There's 4 boxes left.
So FYI, if you're gonna get a whole cow, it will not fit in a 15 cubic foot stand-up freezer. Or no, that's 14. Excuse me, 14 foot cubic foot freezer will not fit.
All right, time to regroup. Seeds in the house. Woo! Let's do this. What's that? And I have to move Matt's pre-made pizzas to another freezer, I think.
My pizza?
Well, you made them. Don't you get the credit?
Yeah, so when I make them, you don't eat them.
This is why we need 3 freezers. Matt, what are these?
Oh, you can set those outside. Set them in the garage. Set them in the garage.
In the garage? You want to toss me some onions?
Good sauce.
Ugh. Matt was busy yesterday. He chopped up 3-gallon bags. Is that how many you got?
Yeah.
3-gallon bags of onions. Also, awesome neighbors. Ground beef, ground beef. When's the last time we had this much ground beef? Never.
I don't think we've ever.
We've never had this much
We've
ground
only
beef.
got a half cow all the time.
Yeah. If that, I feel like. When's the last time we got cow beef? Remember?
Last time was with my brother.
Was that last year? Or year before?
I can't remember. Was it the end of 2019, I think?
Okay. So 2 years. So that's why it feels like we haven't had much beef for a while. I mean, I know we've bought some from the store, but not too much. Oh, you can throw that salmon away. I bet the fish with the, or the cat, Charlie, would love that salmon, man. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if they were 1 pound packages?
Yeah, we'd have more. Probably about another quarter of this.
Oh no, they are about 1.5 pounds, I bet. I was looking at them and I'm like, they look like they're pound packages, but I remember pound packages are super tiny.
This is a lot. We've never had a whole cow before. This is a lot. I still have another box. So I have to put all this stuff down so we can shut it, but might as well see this. This is all ground hamburger and it goes straight down all the way to the bottom. So that's just over knee high, basically. We still have a lot of chicken, which we're gonna fly through that during our busy season. I know we will because it's crock pot meals. We have some ice cream, salmon, more salmon, venison that Sarah has to can.
It's only been a little while.
Our last pack of venison bacon that I made. I'll put that video right up here somewhere, up there. And we got venison pork, just 2 packs of those. Oh, this one's a bacon. We got 2 bacons. Sweet. So let's see if this shuts. Basically, it's beef, a little bit of venison, a little bit of salmon, and chicken. Oh, and Sarah's ice cream maker.
Very important.
I think that's it. Looking around, make sure I didn't forget anything. So we got a bunch of bone broth in this one, and then a bunch of beef. I'm excited because I've never done a brisket, and I have a brisket. I've never done one on my grill. I've always wanted to. I just never wanted to spend $50 on a chunk of meat. This one mainly has like our garden stuff, tomatoes, beans, our prep meals, but we had to put beef in here. And we still got some bread, but we really don't have any room. Like there's no more prepping, so I guess we're just gonna take vacation, huh?
Or we'll eat some beef.
That's a lot. So all said and done, this came out to be $2.31 a pound, which is pretty cheap and way worth it. Big thank you to my brother and sister-in-law. I'm glad that they do the cows, and we are blessed to have this beef in our freezer, and especially because it's grass-fed. And we like the grass-fed. I know a lot of people don't, but when you do it right and stuff, yeah, it tastes really good. So
I have to show you guys what else I was working on today. I took our hardneck garlics and tied them up. I saw somebody had just kind of tied theirs quite a few times, and I thought it was really pretty. Labeled it really nice so I know what type it is. Cleaned it up, and I took some of the tops, and I'm gonna actually use these for some fall decoration because we didn't get any corn planted this year.
Charlie, what are you doing? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I know. It's that time of year. Gotta close up the greenhouse. It's starting to get cold at night. I want to make sure everything is still staying really nice and warm in here. Especially these peppers, I want them to bounce back. So I'm just gonna close it up every night. You don't want any of that. Come on. Get out of there. What a beautiful night.